For such a long time in my life, I was always chasing to be understood. I was always chasing for validation and affirmations, and I always was searching for love. And I also struggled so much because at the same time, I felt like I didn't deserve it. At the same time, my limiting beliefs were holding me back from creating what I really want in my life. I believe that a lot of you guys who clicked into this video, you are somewhat feeling some sort of emptiness, or you just feel like you're not enough, or you want to feel more whole as a person because a lot of the things don't make sense, and we're always searching for whys, and we are always wondering how we can create our dream self. And this may be one of the most important videos that I've ever filmed on my channel, because I'm going to address how you can also become the main character of your life and stop feeling like you need people to define you as who you are, and stop living for others. Because for so many years of my life, I was living for people. I was living to please this person. I was living because I wanted to be the perfect girlfriend, I wanted to be the perfect daughter, I wanted to be the perfect friend, the perfect sister. And truth is, I'm not perfect, and so aren't any of us. We're imperfect, and that makes us who we are. And it was so hard for me to accept that fact because I didn't feel enough for myself. I didn't have any self-worth, couldn't fit into my own needs. When you need people to do certain things for you, or tell you certain things, or you need people to like you, that already shows that you are putting your life at mercy of how other people treat you, and that is so dangerous. You know, even if you have like a loving relationship, even if you have your family is not going to love you every single day. Sometimes you're going to argue, sometimes things are not going to go your way, and you still have to figure things out on your own someday. And it is actually a beauty to have that strength. It is a beauty to still know how to love, yet still know for a fact that you are the greatest love you will ever receive, because you are the only person who's only gonna feel what you feel, who truly is ever gonna live in your own body. So one thing you have to remind yourself is you are enough, and being yourself, being in your own nature is enough. For such a long time, I was comparing myself with people. Even if I achieve certain heights in my life, I'll be like, but I'm not at her level, so I'm not enough. I'm not at his level, so I'm not enough. So no matter how far I came in my life, I could never see it, or I could never affirm myself, or I could never be proud of myself, because I kept comparing myself with other people. Whenever you catch your mind comparing yourself to others, tell your mind, tell it, no, so what if I'm not perfect? So what if I'm not her? So if I'm not him? I myself and my energy is enough, and I am so unique. I can create things in my life that other people will never be able to. Nothing exists in your energy, and that is always your greatest power. This is what I believe in so much in my life. So many people say things like, you want to open a cafe, but there's already a cafe existing. Or you want to open like a clothing brand, but there's already so many clothing brands. You're going to have so many competitors. We're only in competition with ourselves. If every single day you're thinking of how to compete with yourself from yesterday, you're always going to feel motivated in your life. But if you are constantly thinking of how you are going to compare yourself to your competitor every single day, no matter how successful you are, you're never going to feel like you're enough, because it's like a lack mindset. You are in a scarcity mindset. You are thinking of what you don't instead of what you have. It is very important to leverage this, because yes, it's healthy to have healthy comparison where you are inspired by your competitor, but a lot of us are unable to do this in a healthy manner. We compare, and then we like judge ourselves, and then we bash ourselves and be like, oh no, she's so good at this, I'm never gonna make it. However, if you're able to leverage this and be like, okay, oh, my competitor's cool, so I'm gonna learn something from him or her, take inspiration and put it and combine it with my energy and make it my own. So that is a different story. So we're talking about story A, where people, and I think all of us, we all have the tendency to just compare blindly and then bash ourselves. So whenever you catch yourself doing that, tell yourself to stop. And all you have to do is to change the way that you view yourself. A lot of us, we're not viewing ourselves abundantly. we're constantly thinking that we're not good enough, we're constantly thinking about our flaws, we're magnifying our imperfections all the time. But how about all of the other 100 things that you're good at doing? Some people say that, oh, I can never make it in life because I don't have the abilities of this person. But you should know that we all have our own abilities and our own set of gifts in our life. You just have to learn to see it and use it to your greatest advantage. And when you learn and study yourself more and more and learn about your advantages and what you have that others don't, you're able to become more confident. One thing that really helped me was studying myself and reading a lot. So a lot of us, we're not knowledgeable people because we don't read, we don't study, we don't learn. What we do every single day is scroll on social media mindlessly or just feed our dopamines every single day. If you're not gonna practice some sort of discipline, like giving yourself a routine where you have to give yourself a target to read at least 50 pages or at least study something that you didn't know or invest in your knowledge and your brain, you're always gonna feel like you're lacking because you're not putting your energy and you're not putting your effort into something that can bring you good in your life. A lot of us were just mindlessly living. We don't know what we want, we don't know who we are. So study yourself. We are all so good at studying others, but we don't even put in the effort. Where I see so many people, they study influencers, they study celebrities, they study the girl next door, but they don't study themselves. So if we don't become our greatest prized possessions and we don't feel like we're worth our own investments, who is going to view you that way? Your own energy, the way you look at yourself is the way that other people are going to look at you. It's always a projection. This may come off as something that a lot of people are not going to accept because so many people are in a victim mindset. But I'm telling you right now that something that I mastered in my mindset that changed my life was I stopped being a victim. I stopped putting myself in a victim mindset. I know for a fact that I'm the creator of my life. And yes, even though I was thrown certain challenges, even though this happened to me and this person bullied me or whatever that is, you must know that it is because you weren't strong enough for yourself. It's because you didn't know better. It's because it's a projection of what you fear or lack within yourself. And a lot of people, they don't want to hear this because this is painful to accept. So many people, they rather stay victim and they rather stay in their comfort zone and they rather not go far in their life because they choose to believe that they are worthless and they are powerless. But that is why a lot of people, they are not able to make it in their life. And that was also why I was so trapped in so many different things. Like I was constantly like cyberbullied by people. I was constantly being told in my head that I wasn't enough because that's exactly the energy that I was embodying within myself. My life only started to change and I only started to create abundant relationships where people actually loved me and people actually treated me well because I treated myself well. I learned how to treat myself right. I learned how to think healthily. I learned how to take care of myself mentally, physically, and emotionally. And you have to parent yourself again like a kid because so many of us, we complain that we didn't have a good childhood. We complain that our parents didn't treat us well. But you have to stop complaining because your parents didn't know better. That's why they couldn't do better. And your parents are actually there for you to discover your own unique set of abilities. So many people, because they were orphans, they become so strong after they grow up because they didn't have anyone to take care of them. Your childhood is meant to flourish you. Your childhood is meant for you to become even greater than you are. Because if you had like a perfect childhood, if you had like a perfect identity, why are you even human? Why are you even here? It defeats the whole purpose of being a human being. As human beings, we are so amazing because we are so capable. We are such capable beings. We are able to transform our life. We are able to create so many things in this universe. And we have to see the beauty of us. And that beauty lies in us being imperfect. The beauty lies in us not feeling happy every single day. People, they are so obsessed with being perfect. They want to be happy every day. They want to be this person that doesn't exist. Embrace everything that you are and create something out of it. It will only make sense if you started creating. A lot of us were not creators. We allow life to go the way that it's supposed to go, but nothing is supposed to go by any way. There is a flow to life, but if things are not the way that you want it, you are always able to change it. If you change your mindset, if you change the way that you view your life and the way that you think your life is, you are going to adapt to a different version of yourself. I used to think differently and my life was so different. I used to have the most shitty lifestyle. Can you believe it? I'm not talking about all these things, but I used to take drugs. I used to club every single day. I used to have insomnia. I even tried to commit suicide so many times in my life and it didn't work. Why? Because I didn't believe that I could be something greater. It was until that point I tried to kill myself in a car crash and it didn't work. That is the second that I started to tell myself, okay, if my time is not up, I guess I have to surrender and I have to do something about myself rather than just being drunk every single day. So what I'm telling all of you is that everyone will deserve a second take at things and we don't need people to give us chances. We are always waiting for the next opportunity, or we're always waiting for things to be right or the timing to be at the golden timing. But no, you have to create that golden timing for yourself. You have to action, you have to plan, you have to execute, you have to do something so that things will be right for you. For example, if you realize that your dream is to be an author, you have to write a book. If your dream is to be an author and you're telling yourself things like, oh, I'm never gonna make it, I'm not gonna write good enough to publish a book. If you're gonna fill your head with this instead and you're never gonna do things and plan and then try to at least live up to what you want to be, then you're never gonna experience more in your life. A lot of us, we aren't capable of more and we can't create or manifest what we want because we aren't at an abundant state of energy. If you aren't abundant, things that are abundant are not going to come to you. A lot of people, we try to chase, but a lot of times we should be learning how to attract. So attracting things into your life that are great, that are abundant, that are positive has to come from you embodying this energy. For example, if you become a very motivated person and instead of, like being lazy and procrastinating, and then you start to invest in yourself, invest in your mental health, invest in your knowledge, and you start to plan, how am I going to be an author? How am I going to publish a book? And then you start to do the things that align you to where you want to be at least. Even if you don't become the greatest author, you're gonna become the most unique author because, like your book may not be perfect, but you did it. You did something that a lot of other people wouldn't, and that is your greatest success story. A lot of us, we think that success stories need to be, need to make it to this title or whatever to show that you're successful, but no. Trust me when I say that so many people in their life who feel fulfilled, they are never the greatest ones in the world. I see people like, I have this friend, she sells cookies on TikTok and she may not receive like thousands of orders every single day, but she's so fulfilled because her dream was to become an online baker. And I'm very proud of her because I saw how she was someone who has never dared to show her face on social media. She doubted herself so much that she couldn't even show her face in life, and because she had this dream that was so big to be an online baker, she started to do it. She started her own little bakery where she sells her cookies on TikTok, and she's now so successful to me because she was tough enough to break through herself, and now she's really far in her life because that's exactly what she wanted to be. So what I'm saying is, you're doing life for you yourself. You never have to live up to other people's form of success. You just have to know what you truly want in this life. If you want to be a baker, go be a baker. If you want to be an author, go be an author. If you want to be an entrepreneur, just go be an entrepreneur. So many of us, we spend our whole lives thinking whether we should be this person, should I go do that? Should I go sign up for that course? Should I go do that one thing that I'm so afraid of? But what's holding us back is our fear. But fear will never get you far in your life. You can still have fear. I'm not saying that, we are all going to become this human being. After doing self-growth, you're going to be fearless. Even if you're the most fearless person in the universe, there's still going to be things that get in your way. There's still going to be mind games that you have, like telling you like, what if you don't make it? But the greatest people are the ones who are able to challenge their mind, and every single time their mind tries to convince them that they're not enough, they're still gonna do it. Becoming an author was such a tough thing to do because I was afraid of the unknown. I was afraid of what if my book doesn't sell, or what if what I write people don't agree to it. But I just believe in what I do so much that I'm just gonna do it, even if it's imperfect, even if it doesn't bring me what I really want. I think that the process is the most beautiful part of it. I learned so much from being an author. I was able to navigate my emotions. I was able to see my whole process, what I had to go through in my 20 years for me to write that book, and that is so beautiful. That itself is already fulfilling enough for me. So what I'm trying to tell all of you guys is, Go chase what you think that you want in your wildest dreams, and you don't need to have people to support you, or you don't need to have people who agree with you, because the stupidest thing is to die with regrets, and the stupidest thing is to die knowing that you didn't become bigger for yourself because you're scared that if you become big, people are gonna think you're too much, because they're not living your life, they're not you, and you're the one who experiences everything in your life, no one else. Why let their talking affect you? Because when people say things, it's either it's their belief or it's either they don't know enough. Let them say what they want to say. If you catch yourself getting affected by what other people say a lot, it's a reminder for you to work on yourself. Every single time someone is able to make you feel really triggered or unhappy or uneasy, it's actually a signal for you to work on yourself. Last time I used to get so angry or so frustrated when people piss me off, but now I'm like, okay, what is this person reminding me? And these people, I'm actually really grateful for them. If this person didn't cyberbully me when I was 15 years old, if this person didn't cause me this effect, if I didn't go through all these imperfections, if I didn't have people telling me I'm not enough or people triggering my emotions, I wouldn't be who I am today, and I wouldn't be able to find my greatest passion, which is sharing stories, which is talking about self-growth, because I think that it just sparks my soul talking about what I went through and knowing that my story can serve as a strength to people. So I want people to start normalizing that everything you go through isn't a sad story. Everything you go through is your success story. I love to use the word success story because I feel like everyone were meant to have our own success story. We just need to dive deep into how it looks like. And you are the one who defines how it looks like. Every single time I talk about my journey, I share things with you guys, it elevates my existence. I feel like whatever I went through was even more worth it now. I'm actually really excited because on my next video, I'm gonna be talking about my book and my experience of being an author. If you're still feeling stuck and you don't know where you are in your life and you don't know where to get to in your life, I'm sure that my videos will help you, and my book is gonna help you as well. So I'm gonna talk more about my book, so stay tuned for more. Trust yourself and always believe that you are meant for greatness in your own ways, because you are you and that is your greatest power. See you guys really soon. Bye!